What's up, y'all? I was watching a few live streams. This dude was doing a call-in chat on a live stream. This dude was doing a live stream, a call-in live stream. He was doing the Text Now app. Text Now app. There's an app like Text Now, and like he had people calling the number on the live stream. He had another phone. It was like, it was funny. It was so funny. But like, I don't know. I got tired. I took a nap. Then I got up and I put on this tight shirt, right? It's a small shirt. And like every time I put on like a small shirt, like it starts pissing me off. So I was like in a bad mood this morning because I put on this shirt and it's like so small. Cause like my shoulders are trying to heal, like it pisses me off, but like every time I bend over and like my lower back is bare, like it just irritates me. So like I tucked the shirt in, like I tucked it in, and then I tightened my belt so it wouldn't ride up in the back. I can feel my underwear like way up in the back, and then the shirt. Man, I'm trying to tell y'all, like, if you get on like a small shirt, like if you get a small shirt problems, that's all I'm saying. I was having thoughts of buying me like medium shirts, large shirts. Yeah, but when I was in elementary school, middle school, all my shirts was like way too big, so it's just, I don't know. But I ain't trying to be like that TV show, like with that dude with the little shirt on. No. Alright, I gotta turn this news off. Can't believe my controller's already acting up. I got some fajitas, and like, I wasn't hungry when I saw them right when I woke up, but now like that I had a cup of coffee and I'm starting to feel a little hungry for some fajitas. But I also feel like just taking a shower. Oh yeah, I was gonna turn the news off. This shirt won't stay tucked in because it's so small. Yep, that's the closest thing that I'll hear on the radio that comes to a, like, that comes close to a techno beat. Cher. Cher from 2003. Yeah, that's... I remember when that came out. Now Cher's old as fuck. She's still alive, right? But yeah, I was just watching this guy live streaming from the Philippines. He got on a tight shirt. Every time you see him flex his shirt, you can see his collar, like this shirt. I don't know. That boy be wearing shorts and a t-shirt. Yep, don't want to be wearing shorts around chickens. I'm gonna just put this on some shit and then take a shower. Well, I got 5 episodes. I only got 5 podcasts saved. Philosophize This, Academy of Ideas, Alan Watts, Son, Creative Codex. No Michael Jackson. Little shirt, big collar. Oh yeah, starting to get hungry. Yep. Coffee definitely made me get hungry faster.
Minds and admirable characters. Yet in such a situation, what such individuals think of us is not in our control, and so it should not be our concern. All we can do is carry ourselves with integrity and try to refrain from doing anything that is deserving of disdain. No one turns pale and trembles and says, "How will he receive me? How will he listen to me? Slave, he will act as he sees fit. Why do you care about other people's business?" Along with tempering our need for social approval, overcoming the fear of disapproval, ridicule, and rejection is also life-promoting. We need to be able to maintain a state of calm indifference when attacked by the stings of other people's scorn, be it online or in the real world. Epictetus advised that when we are the target of another's contempt, the first thing we should do is pause and we will be free to choose a response that is appropriate to the situation. Human freedom, writes the psychologist Rollo May, involves our capacity to pause between the stimulus and response and, in that pause, to choose the one response toward which we wish to throw our weight. Or as Epictetus observed, "Remember that you are insulted not by the person who strikes or abuses you, but by your opinion that these things are insulting. So whenever another provokes you, try above all not to allow yourself to be carried away by the impression. For if you delay things and gain time to think, you'll find it easier to gain control of yourself." One of the more powerful ways to respond to insults or ridicule is to listen like a stone. This involves reacting to the person as a stone would react. In other words, it is to not react at all. We let their words fall on deaf ears, go about our business, and pretend the other person does not exist. This response is effective for two reasons. Firstly, when someone insults or ridicules us, one of the things they want is to provoke a reaction. They want to feel their words have power over us. In listening like a stone, we refrain from satisfying their will to power and show them, by doing nothing, that their provocations are petty and not able to move us. Secondly, as our thoughts and emotions are influenced by our actions, in reacting like a stone, we become stone-like internally. It is the mark of a great mind to rise above insults, wrote Seneca. The most humiliating kind of revenge is to treat your adversary as not worth taking revenge upon. The great and noble are those who, like a lordly beast, listen unmoved to the barking of little dogs. Or as Epictetus explained, what does it mean to be abused? Go up to a stone and subject it to abuse. What effect will you produce? Well then, if you listen like a stone, what will anyone who abuses you be able to achieve? Another strategy is to respond to contempt with humor. Humor diffuses the tension of the situation. It shows the other person we are not going to lower ourselves to their level and respond to their vileness in kind, nor feed the flames of their anger. An especially witty remark can even turn an enemy into a friend. But perhaps most importantly, humor breeds power, as it is the mark of the power. surliness of a doorkeeper, the arrogance of an attendant, the haughtiness of a valet. What laughter such things should draw! With what satisfaction should your mind be filled when you contrast your own peace of mind with the unrest into which others blunder? The philosopher Diogenes was a master at the art of using humor to sweeten his dealings with disagreeable people. When insulted by a bald man, Diogenes responded, "I'll not insult you in return, but simply congratulate your hair for having taken flight from such an evil head." Another time someone informed him that a fellow philosopher was speaking badly of him, and so Diogenes replied, "That's nothing to wonder at, since he's never learned to speak well." When heckled by a group of men, Diogenes yelled back, "Come over here, men." As they approached, Diogenes casually dismissed them by saying, "I called for men, not scum." Occasionally, however, the humor we use should be directed at ourselves, for sometimes insults contain kernels of truth. Rather than showing offense to insults that hit the mark, we are far better off recognizing that, like everyone else, we have flaws, quirks, foibles, and blind spots that can and should be the object of humor. If we stop taking ourselves so seriously and develop a healthy humility, then we can laugh with the person who is laughing at us, and thus ruin his or her attempts to disturb us. The French philosopher Montaigne wrote that a worthy goal is to be equally laughable and able to laugh. Seneca observed that no one is laughable who can laugh at himself, while Epictetus stated, "If you hear that someone has spoken ill of you, do not make excuses about what was said, but answer, 'Evidently he didn't know about my other faults, or he wouldn't have spoken only of the ones he did.'" Ultimately, however, the greatest antidote to caring too much about what people think of us is to cultivate confidence in ourselves. If we are insecure and plagued by feelings of inferiority, we will be slavishly dependent on the approval of other people and forever fearful of their scorn. If, on the other hand, we focus our time and energy on strengthening mind and body, improving our character, achieving our goals, and sculpting a life to be proud of, then what others think of us, be it good or bad, will dwindle into the realm of insignificance, or as Epictetus stated, "If you are ever tempted to look for outside approval, realize that you have compromised your integrity. If you need a witness, be your own." Learn more about our membership, access transcripts, and the art we use in the videos by visiting academyofideas.com. This channel, including a course on cultivating heroic manhood and another course on overcoming addiction. Sign up for $6 a month or $49 a year by visiting academyofideas.com/members.
In order to win. But people play that with each other all the time. And the reason they do it is not the reason they think. It is that if everybody were perfectly clear that they're a manifestation of the divine being, nothing very much would happen. But so as to keep everybody a little bit unclear about it, the whole thing bugs itself and creates these little doubts. So what we're beginning with is these little doubts, you see, these sensations of blockage, of not being very sure of yourself, but knowing very much indeed that you are yourself and that you're alone and it's all up to you. The terrible feeling of responsibility. So, but what I'm trying to point out to you is if you intensify that feeling and bring it to its highest pitch, you will immediately realize that you are aware of it only by virtue of the entire sensation of something else. Something defined as not you. So the feeling of not you and the feeling of you are relative. They go together, and you can't have the one without the other. And if you can't have the one without the other, that means there's a secret conspiracy between the two. They are really the same, but pretending to be different. Because the whole idea is if there wasn't a difference, you wouldn't know anything was happening. I mean, if it was all the same, it's like that song of Bob Dylan's, which says something like, well, I'm just like a guy like you. I'm just like anybody else. No use me talking to you, because you're just like me. Share the same ideas exactly and so on. There'd be nothing to talk about, because everybody would be a bore. There'd be just yourself echoing back at you, you see. You'd feel like a madman in a hall of mirrors. Wherever that I'm speaking in favor of some kind of schizoid, pluralistic universe. No, the whole point is this, that difference and every kind of variety of differentiation is the way through which unity is discovered. So, however, wherever you notice a difference, the difference has two sides. What it is and what it's not. And these two sides, since you can't have the one side without the other side, they're really one. Because they go together, inseparably. So when you get this extreme sense of your own existence as a rather painful fact in the middle of everything else, the everything else feeling and the you feeling are two poles of one and the same process. So that the real you is what lies between these poles and includes both of them. Now this is the fundamental principle of the whole way in which ancient Chinese thought developed. The philosophy of the yang and the yin. This is one of the oldest ideas in the universe. I mean, no, that's a rather too big language. On this planet. And the philosophy, which I shall have occasion to speak of a little bit more later, of the Book of Changes, the Yi Jing, is based entirely on this. That the universe is the interplay of difference, and the primordial difference is between up and down, back and front, black and white, is and isn't, male and female, positive and negative. So the word yang in Chinese means or refers to the south side of a mountain, which is the sunny side. The word yin refers to the north side of the mountain, which is the shady side. Did you ever see a south-sided mountain only with no north side? Or it may also, yang may refer to the north bank of... And so you will remember this great symbol. And one half, of course, is colored dark, as it were two fishes interlocked. And they are chasing each other. They actually form, you see more complicated symbols in which they fundamentally. Where I'm trying to get inside you and you're trying to get inside me, and we're trying to get into the middle of each other, but there's somehow or other a difference and we can never quite get there. Just like if I want to see the back of my head, I can go round and round and I can chase it, but I never quite catch up with it. But that's what makes everything work. It is said in the Vedanta Sutras that the Lord, the Supreme Knower of all things, who is the knower in all of us, doesn't know itself. In the same way that more mysterious than God. Do you know somehow how you surprise yourself? For example, when you feel your own pulse, and you suddenly feel this life going on in you, which you're not willing. Or there are all sorts of ways in which you can, say you have the belly rumbles, and you didn't intend to have the belly rumbles, and suddenly it happened, or you have hiccups. And now, are you having hiccups or not? Is this something you're doing? Or is it merely something that's happening to you, as if it was raining and the rain was happening to you? This is a very debatable question. Consider breathing. Are you breathing, or is it breathing you? Well, you can feel it either way. You can decide to breathe and feel that you're breathing in just the same way that you walk when you want to. On the other hand, when you forget about breathing altogether, it still is on. And so it seems to be something that happens to you. Which is it? Do you grow your hair? Or does your hair just grow by itself? What enables you to make a decision? When you decide, do you first decide to decide? Or do you just decide? Now, how do you do that? Nobody knows, you see. When Zhuangzi tells the story that one philosopher asked another, how can one get the Tao, which is the power of nature, so as to have it for one's own?
All right, I'm back.
And the other philosopher answers, your life is not your own. It is the delegated adaptability of Tao. Your offspring are not your own. They are the outputs of Tao. You move, you know not how. You are at rest, you know not why. These are the operations of Tao. So how could you have it for your own? It's a funny thing. We can experience ourselves through and through as something that just happens. Look at it this way. If you feel your body, your skin, the solidity of you, and regard what marvelous eyes you have, which are the power which generate light and color out of all these electrical quanta in the external world. And these ears, these beautiful shells that you wear on the side of your head, with their little spiral bones, the cochlea inside, you know, all that. It's marvelous. But you don't feel responsible for this. You don't know how it's made, if it is made. But it's you. That's what you are. That extraordinary pattern. Beautiful, gorgeous, wonderful arabesque of tubes of bones and cartilage, and myriads of interconnecting electronics and nervous systems and everything wonderful. See, but the point is, most people don't own this. They don't say this is me. They say, well, it's some kind of very clever machine which the Lord God made out of his infinite wisdom and put me in it. And this is a very limited view. Because the extraordinary thing is, you see, that this is you. This extraordinary, marvelous goings-on, see? But you can feel it, all of it, as if it was just happening to you. But if you want to feel it that way, then you've got to go the whole way, and you've got to feel that your decisions just happen to you. And that the thing that you call yourself, to which things happen, is just something that happens. See? You don't know how you managed to be an ego, how you happen to be conscious. That just happened too. So happenings happen to a happening. So you can feel yourself completely irresponsible, like that, see? There's nowhere. Or, when you get that way, that's a very interesting road to run. But you can try the other way. You can extend it and say, now look here. If I really am my eyes, and although I don't understand them, I mean, let us say I can't describe it in lines, in words, this is me. It's an extraordinary thing, but it is. Well, I don't understand how it happens. But then, you see, that's the whole point. As I made a little while ago, that the very Lord God himself doesn't understand how he happens. Because if he did, what would be the point? there'd be no mystery, there'd be no possibility. But there are two phases. Your yin side is the other side of the yang, which enables the yang to function, because you don't know why the yang side of you functions. That is the conscious, bright, intelligent side of you. It all depends on something you don't understand at all. Because if it didn't, it wouldn't be there. Just like you wouldn't be here unless there was something else. So they move together. And therefore, if you will accept the idea that you are your own eyes and your own heart and your own ears with that wonderful little spiral cochlea inside and all these amazing gadgets here, you're all that. But you don't know anything about it, but you are it. Now therefore, by a little extension of the imagination, you can very well see that if all those bones and subtleties inside you were all the other things going on around you, the sun shining, the star twinkling, the wind blowing, and the great ocean restlessly pounding against these cliffs, that's you too. You don't control it, of course, because there has to be something about you you don't control, or you wouldn't be you. I see that, all that is lesson elementary relativity. And relativity, I've talked about it in this way, which is kind of unscholarly and so on, but I wanted to get the message across, the idea across, because to understand the principle of relativity is the absolute foundation of the philosophy of the Tao. Lao Tzu takes it up in his second chapter when he says, when all the world understands beauty to be beautiful, there is already ugliness. When all the world understands goodness to be good, there is already evil. Thus, to be and not to be arise mutually. High and low, they create each other. It's like that wonderful little parable.
Well, lettuce goes bad.
The Chinese character for man looks more or less like an upturned V.
But the avocado is still good.
And Lafcadio Hearn, in one of his books, tells a story of a Japanese girl telling her little sister the meaning of the character for man by taking 2 sticks of wood and balancing them together on the ground, 2 sticks of firewood,
avocado,
so that they form the upturned V. And she says to her little sister, this is the character for man. Because neither stick will stand up unless it has the other to help it. But the profounder meaning underneath this is there's no self without other.
Alright, I'm gonna have to eat over here.
And no man, and don't forget, get back to the original point. Every creature in the world feels it's a man. I don't mean a male, but a human. And that is because it is in this situation where the thing it feels as itself, as its separate identity, is supported by the equal and opposite sensation of other. Center, periphery. Here, there. Now, then.
Salsa.
Is, isn't. Or whatever. These two are the yang and the yin, the 2 poles that hold each other up. So the Zen poem says, when misfortune comes, treat it as a blessing. When fortune comes, treat it as a disaster.
What?
This podcast
Y'all hear that
was
shit?
produced with the help of the Ram Dass Be Here Now podcast network. Our theme music is by Zakir Hussain and the Rhythm Experience, courtesy of Moment Records. And to find out more about the legacy of Alan Watts, please visit alanwatts.org on the internet.
Love, Serve, Remember Foundation, built on a simple teaching: love everyone, serve everyone, remember God. Your gift ensures that the wisdom of Ram Dass is accessible to all, regardless of their background or means. From virtual courses to podcasts, from retreats to connecting with millions online, your gift feeds the hunger for heart connection and community. Today, we invite you to be that change, to bring meaning, joy, and purpose. For more, visit ramdass.org/give.
We determine a work's measure in all three, although useful for us to acknowledge that they do nothing toward describing the experiential aspects of art. To deepen our explorations of the nature of art, we will need to equip our common dialogue with new terminology. I propose these new terms to describe three primary experiential aspects of art: art making, art object, and art essence. It's vital to better understand and separate these aspects in our statements about art because it allows us to communicate more effectively. I've too often heard artists and art critics use blanket statements such as art is about blank, when what they are really commenting on is one of these three aspects: art making, art object, or art essence. The same occurs in any conversations on the topic of art generation by artificial intelligence. The terrain of the discourse is not populated with the right language tools. Without these delineations, our conversations about art will continue to run in circles as listener and speaker misinterpret one another or require further clarification on what someone intended to say. Art making is the act of creation itself. It encapsulates all the processes of creativity, including the incubation of ideas, inspiration, intuition, development, refinement, and the completion of a creative work. Who participates in art making? An individual operating in art making. And we can argue that the Holy Bible is an example of a society engaged in art making over centuries of time. Art making is not limited to artists, nor is it restricted by a skill threshold. When an amateur potter throws a vase on the potter's wheel, they are engaged in art making. Whether that vase will be a consequential work of art will depend on other factors, including skill, quality, and value. The chance of someone without experience in a given medium creating a work of genius is low. But there are exceptions, such as when someone has achieved mastery of a creative medium which is adjacent to the new medium. For example, an experienced photographer deciding to pick up a movie camera, or an experienced watercolorist venturing into oil painting. When there's significant overlap between two adjacent mediums, the artist who has acquired proficiency in one medium can carry over aspects of their talent to the other. Next, we have an art object. This is the end result of art making. It is that which causes an art experience. The external manifestation of an art object often takes on a material form: a painting, sculpture, furniture, food, illustration, architecture, jewelry, photography, fashion, etc. But art's power extends beyond the physical domain. Art objects can also take on an immaterial form: music, spoken poetry, stories, graphic design, animation, philosophy, dance, theater, podcasts, etc. You might argue that dance is a material art form because it is physical. But if the dancer suddenly stops, where is the dance? Can you point to it? Hold it in your hand. It is an immaterial art object. Some mediums hover between the material and immaterial, such as filmmaking. Film is an art form which clearly uses the material world as a subject with material tools, cameras, boom microphones, lighting, and immaterial aspects, acting, story, music, to create a final immaterial art object. Here's a fun question you can ask, which tells you if you are dealing with an immaterial art. Can I hold this art object? Can you hold a film? Not really. Not in the way you can hold a painting or a sculpture. You can sometimes hold the film reel, which contains the film, but the film reel itself is not the art object. The art object is that which causes an art experience. and hence it only appears when light passes through the film reel, projects it onto a screen, and it is observed. When the film stops, the art object ceases to exist until you decide to rewatch it. In film, the physical reel, video disc, or streaming device only contains the potential for the art object to exist. But if it is not playing and someone is not viewing it, no art is happening. In this regard, poetry is unique because, as an art object, it exists in both material and immaterial worlds. Every printed page of Emily Dickinson's poetry is a material art object. You can hold it, you can read it, you can destroy it. It is an object waiting to elicit an art experience. But can you hold a poem when it's spoken, or when you memorize it and recite it in your thoughts? Poetry shapeshifts between material and immaterial worlds, making it equally suited to both experiences. Which brings us to art essence. Art essence is the unique state of mind aroused by an art experience. Art essence requires at least one participant, an observer, and at least one art object, which is being experienced. In that moment, something in your consciousness is shifting, something is expanding. The world is now different, such as the moment of awe when you enter a centuries-old Gothic cathedral. That is art essence. Whenever you lose track of time wandering the halls of a museum, you are swimming in art essence. That feeling when you are in the audience of a concert and your favorite band starts playing one of your favorite songs.
Video
you are
games.
Experiencing art essence. The state of art essence is not always as ecstatic as these examples. It can also be more reserved,
It's
like
hot.
reading a particularly satisfying story or admiring the engine of a car. The key factor that anchors one in art essence is when all of your attention is engaged by an art experience. It is a state of transcendence. The doors of perception swing open for a moment, and you are moved into nowness. Your sense of self has expanded to adapt some new form or lesson or aesthetic into your being. There is tremendous potential in that moment. The artwork enters your inner terrain and is invited to work its magic, calling up emotions, memories, concepts, leaving its mark on you. And this is why watching a film or reading a book can sometimes feel like a life-changing experience. You not only enter the world of the piece, you also invite the art into your inner world and give it permission to move some things around in there. We walk away from the theater and we say, that was really moving. This is what we mean. We've allowed something to change within us. But it seems that art essence also extends outside of the formal domain of art objects. If you pay attention to the various moments of your day-to-day life, you will notice that there are these instances that give you pause. Perhaps a moment when the morning sunlight pours through your curtains and you gaze at the slow particles of golden dust. Or while staring at a sidewalk blanketed in untouched snow, a bright red cardinal lands before you. Perhaps you may recall another moment when you woke up in bed and couldn't help but admire the sleeping silhouette of your partner beside you. The same type of experience can be provoked by certain sounds or even events. If we are lucid in our recollection of such experiences, we can find that they feel very much like an art experience. The doors of perception swing a moment, and we are moved into nowness, in a state of essence. Now, why might this be the case? Why does the mind sometimes engage in art experience absent an art object? To put it simply, we are wired for art. We sometimes experience passing moments in our life as art, because art is made from our life experiences. One feeds the other, and vice versa. Curiously, the art form one practices also trains your mind to see more of the world as that art. If you are a musician, you hear more musicality in the sounds around you. If you are a painter, you see more of your lived environment as a visual art. Leonardo da Vinci famously wrote a passage in one of his many notebooks which encourages the young student of painting to admire the stains on walls. He states, "Do not despise my opinion when I remind you that it should not be hard for you to stop sometimes and look into the stains of walls, or the ashes of a fire, or clouds, or mud, or like clay, in which, if you consider them well, you may find really marvelous ideas. The mind of the painter is stimulated to new discoveries, because by indistinct things, the mind is stimulated to new inventions. Unquote. We are wired for art, and the various mediums of expression train our senses to perceive the art that is always around us, waiting to be discovered. Painting trains the eye, music trains the ear, culinary arts train our tasting and sense of smell, etc. It is because art and life are so intertwined that it becomes difficult to see the threshold between them. And all our lived experiences seem to indicate that such a division is only imagined. Some people feel comforted in the formality of a museum space, where the boundary between life and art is clearly determined by what is inside and outside the frames on the gallery walls. But when we encounter states of art essence, we see that the mind itself disregards such boundaries. Art and life continuously supersede language, and although we may never fully apprehend an art experience through language without breaking it, there is still tremendous benefit in making the attempt. In conclusion, I put...
What did he say? Yo, what up, your local emo? A creative act. It skipped it. There's so many podcasts. Pardon me. Oh boy. Yep, all them Coca-Colas eroded my teeth. Slurp, slurp, slurp. Orange juice, lemon water. You want to protect your teeth, drink with a straw. Brush your teeth after sugary stuff. Man, Spotify skips the song. I don't know what I want to listen to anymore. It wasn't even a song, it was an episode, but... Why the fuck does it keep showing me Highgate Radio? No, not the vocal edit. No. Well, at least they know where to get shoes at. Shoe department is where it's at. Yo, what up, Laura Perry? Yeah, it's been so long since I saw that snake in the back of the truck. I thought it was gonna get the chickens. Now I have a baby cat, a baby kitty, and now I'm worried the baby kitty's gonna get the chickens. But there was so many more chickens when they was babies. There was like 7 baby chickens, and 4 of them was gone. 4 of them got ate by something. Don't think it was the dogs. You thought I wouldn't go live again? Yeah, I was going live for a little while, and then like I got internet connection issues, so I was like trying to go back live, and then a lot of my videos, they'll be copyrighted, blocked in other countries. So maybe if you're in another country, you can't see that I went live or something, because like I went because I keep playing music or these episodes on Spotify. Anyways, you and your friend are so close to go live. Y'all are gonna go live soon. Awesome. Awesome. Congratulations. You're gonna go live, and then there's gonna be like all the people typing is gonna be like, who are you? Where are you from? How old are you? Blah 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 blah. Yo, chill out. Stop asking me personal stuff.
Hey, Sheldon Tarico.
Ah, I should have figured you'd survive. What do you need?
Well, you've sure put a bee in Di Ravello's bonnet, and Costa del Porto is about to suffer the brunt of his, disappointment. I thought you and your pal would like to know.
Thanks, Sheldon. Mario, you there?
I heard
You're
it.
welcome.
I'll meet you outside of town.
Imagine going live while you're like trying to do stuff. I'm trying to tell y'all, like, it's hard to go live when you're doing stuff. So you got to get the practice in early and practice while you're not doing anything. Because I was just going live and I broke my big toe while I was live. Because I walked right into the chair. Yo, I walked right into a chair while I was live and I broke my big toe. I mean my little toe. But yeah, you see people like holding those sticks, the selfie sticks, the gizmo, the gimbal, whatever. But I don't know. Y'all know how cops have body cams? They have a little camera like right there. And then Yeah, they got the new glasses. You can get these glasses. They got a camera. Google glasses. If you want to see her channel, then type in Russian as if. Alright, cool, thanks. I'm subscribed to so many people, I lost count. She's Bulgarian. Cool. That's cool. Bulgaria. She's Bulgarian, like in Bulgaria where they got the mountains. I don't even know if they got mountains in Bulgaria. Wait, is that Europe? I'm in America. I cut my mohawk because I wanted to shave my head. And I actually got like one of my hairs back. I got like a new hair that came back, like right here. My hairline used to be way low, like my hairline used to come down somewhere, I think. I don't know. But I shaved my head. Cool, you're in the UK, yeah. Yeah, in the UK, I've never been to Europe, but, you know, I know a lot about Europe. I love watching that stuff about Europe. You might go post on your channel. You'll be right back. Alright, later, yeah. Work on them shorts. Shorts will help you get more subscribers faster, probably. But, yeah, good luck. I just ate some fajitas, yo. They was really good. This game's so fucking pretty. Look at it. They got some farms on this game. What is that? What kind of farm is that? Is that lapis lazuli? No, that's a rock. Or is that a... What is that? Is that lavender? I don't even know what that is. It's some kind of blue plants. They're blue. Then they got sunflowers. Laura. From the UK. Yo, I got a few UK subscribers. All I know is that some of my people came from Europe. They was Irish. All I know is I feel connected to Europe, United Kingdom. Yo, Laura's gotta go eat dinner. Holla at you later. Yeah. I usually don't know when I go live. I haven't made a routine to go live. Some say it's better to do like 3 days a week instead of every day. Yo, it's all good. Sometimes I get a viewer here and there. Oh, fuck.
Can I have your autograph for a parachute ride? Hey, Rico, you're my hero. This is the video camera.
Yo, later, y'all. Y'all have a lovely day, and God bless y'all too. God bless y'all too. You gotta keep the faith. It's all about keeping the faith. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in something. In your future, something. Imagine having faith in your children. Dude, have some faith in me. Yeah. That's what it's about. Like, I should have said that a long time ago. But sometimes I wonder if people know what words mean. Like, do you know what faith is? Then I have to explain what faith is. People don't know what faith is. People think that faith is like religious only, but it's not. You could have faith in your boots. It's gonna last like a long time. Yo, do you have faith?
This actually was a shot.
I'll take that. I have faith that this thing will protect me, capture the next area. Sorry, I know the NPCs are cringe. This game is funny. I'm lost on this game. I don't know where to go. And then they expect you to make your own waypoint. What is that? What's all this white stuff? Oh damn, this map is huge. I gotta get to work. Waypoint. You do a waypoint right there. Alright, now go. Alright, so it's the same deal. Once you go to the next town, you got to do the same thing over again. It's the same process until you capture more and more territory on this game. It's just like the first one on the first Just Cause. There was so much map. Like the map was like literally 5 times bigger than the map on GTA San Andreas. I'm just guessing, but probably not. But it just looks like that. I don't know. Maybe it is. What the fuck? Damn, they bad. Oh, fuck. Oh. Oh, they're throwing grenades on me. I gotta retreat.
Anybody left out there? Come in.
Oh no, this thing's about to blow. get back in it. It's dead.
Se revolucionó.
Well, I just tried to ram the Humvee to the Jeep and it just like, boom. Gotta restart that mess. Oh man, game over. It's healing. Hot boy, hot boy. Stop, let him heal. Try not to pick my lips. This game is amazing. I'm just like, I don't know if I feel nostalgia or like surrealism, but it's definitely a little euphoria in there. Because the last time I played a Just Cause game and it was new for me was 2007. Was I really playing Just Cause 1 in 2006? So that's when it just came out. I really don't think I played it until 2007. But it was saying 2006 on the save data. Maybe I was playing it over there. In 2006, I had a job. And then I got fired. He laid me off. He said, "I'm not firing you, I'm just laying you off." Really? I should have stayed with that fucker a lot longer than what I did. One time I got fired, it wasn't my fault. My daddy made me quit one time. I'm trying to tell y'all, like, if you get a job and you're happy about it, keep that thing for a little while, you know? Stop bullshitting and trying to quit your job every chance you get.
I'd have stayed working, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I would have so much wealth as long as I didn't sabotage myself with like some form of long period term of debt. Like if I owed money to a loan and I wasn't paying it off fast enough, I done learned a lot about how to make more money. I just don't utilize it because you have to go actually talk to people if you want to try to make a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just get a loan off of YouTube. You can't ask YouTube for a loan or a line of credit. Yeah, like Jay Bravo says, sell something, sell anything. Maybe I should start selling some cologne. That's what I've been putting up. Spray the hat. My mohawk will be long as fuck by now. I'll spray it. Yeah, sell that on Amazon. Gonna resell it? No. Yeah, it can't be that hard to patent your own fragrance, right? Trademark your own fragrance. All you gotta do is just mix some shit. Right? This game is wild. I could go to any roof, but right now I'm like standing on the side of the road. I can go to any roof because you got the grapple hook. You can go to like any building and scale it up like Spider-Man. They got new cars. The oldest car I seen was like a Fiat 500 from like 1950.